and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kiev Major EU Regional Qualifiers. I'm OD Pixel, I'm here with CC&C. We have Elements Pro Gaming versus Cloud9. It's the last scheduled EU game. Depending on the outcome, though, we could certainly have tiebreakers, and indeed tiebreakers will be the call. We're not doing head-to-head first. We don't take that into consideration. We go straight to the tiebreakers if there is a tie where the spot matters. Obviously, outside of being in the top four and the bottom four, they just sort it out by the head-to-head. But when it's a game of importance, there will be games being played. But that will only happen if Elements get this win. Cloud9 are obviously out, but at the same time, as we know, they're not going to hold back. They want to do their best to bring out the tears from Elements. Yep. And indeed, if Cloud9 win, that will secure Alliance and NIP their top four spot, and they won't have to play in a tiebreaker with Elements. But the draft is underway. Cloud9 getting the hand of the Keeper of the Light. Elements opening with the Earth Spirit and Invoker. So nothing too different. Maybe as you kind of mentioned the fact that Earth Spirit gets through as the first pick, the biggest kind of break away from what we're pretty much used to see most games now. If the Invoker, the Cottle, and the Centaur there, teams will more than often take them.
Yeah, I think I don't know if Cloud9 would take this Cuttle Centaur like every time, but I think it does very well against the Earth Spirit just because that hero is very good at rolling on and like pressuring a single hero, but when it comes to multiple heroes, not the greatest. You kind of, there's some Centaur up in the front, Cuttle sneaking around in the trees, throwing blasts. You roll on the Centaur, you get blasted, you get stomped, you get punched, and you just have to walk away limping. Or you'll even die. So it's not really a lane you can pressure that easily. We'll see what the rest of Element's heroes are, but they're set up to have a very painful and difficult safe line. And Cloud9 ban out the Lifestealer, really the only safe liner that does really well versus that lane.
True. One thing that we haven't seen Cloud9 do that we've seen a lot of other teams do against Elements, they haven't banned out the Slug. And I guess that's because, as you say, they're already set up to make the safe lane very hard, and they're kind of saying, well, you can go ahead and pick Slug, but we'll give them quite a bit of a nightmare in the lane.
Yeah, I think that's definitely part of it. Slug obviously is one of the worst laning safe liners, and if you punish that hero, you give him a really bad start, he can have a very rough time catching back up, as he kind of just doesn't really do anything until he has Shadow Blade. So that's 13, 14, 15 minutes of just sitting around farming, and whenever you're losing your lanes, you're losing your towers. That is a long time.
Elements. The Broodmother ban, in turn, very much the C9 special. I don't think we've seen them play it in any of the games here at the regionals.
Yeah, apparently Baby Knight plays mid Broodmother.
But yeah, they do. All three of the cores play it very, very well.
Do they? That's disgusting.
It's
I kind of wish they would ban it. I want to see it.
It's quite a speciality to watch. Yeah, Baby Knight mid Brood certainly has its excitements. But Cloud9 taking a bit of a page out of the secret book we saw. They're just going to bring themselves the Bounty Hunter out this game. So that is your support duo, straight up the Bounty Cottle combination. Do you like that, or has it got its weaknesses?
I think it's alright. I don't think those heroes are very good from behind necessarily. They're both pretty squishy and can be brought down pretty easily though. But I don't think they'll have issues from playing from behind. I think they'll be in a pretty comfortable position this game. The Bounty is a really nice hero to just follow around this Earth Spirit, so you know where he's rotating to. If he's there's possibility he's going to try and roll up onto this top lane and kill the Cuttle if he's pressuring mid, what have it. The Bounty Hunter will be able to scout that out, and it just makes it pretty hard for the Earth Spirit really to do anything. You can also trade with him pretty well on the Bounty Hunter, because I think you have like some dope armor or something like that, and Earth Spirit, like hits for like 52 damage, has low armor, so if it does come down to just bopping each other back and forth, the Bounty Hunter has a nice time there as well.
Well, the Elements now. Where will they go with this draft? The Invoker and Earth Spirit, nothing too surprising from the side. Actually going to pick up the Dazzle.
Yeah, it's
kind of early as well, it feels. I mean, this isn't a hero that you could have expected to be banned out, but I guess it protects two of their core picks. So Cloud9.
What the heck?
This is Cloud9 have done this. I've certainly seen this roster pull out the Bristleback, and I mean, again, they can actually run this both way around, because Ace in the past, especially when Centaur was stronger, he used to play the safe lane Cent. But I want to say this is more likely to be Hes to Joe Centaur and them to play safe lane Bristleback. Yeah, or they could even do the mid lane Bristleback. I have a feeling I've seen them even do that in one of the games.
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on what they pick for Element's last two heroes. They haven't shown the offliner or their safe liner. So depending on what those are, yeah, Cloud9 definitely have a lot of safe lane flexibility, or just lane flexibility in general. Um, Yeah, they have. All right,
They
so they
still
do
pick
take
it.
the Slark. All right, it's a swift ending Slark. They're definitely gonna be looking to punish that. Bounty Hunter's gonna play her on top quite a bit, I think.
Yeah. Then they need to, because if the Slark gets a Silver Edge, suddenly your Bristle, your Centaur, they're sort of fish food if Slark gets his hands on them. So
Yeah.
I don't know. As much as they have got this strength in the laning stage, I feel you've still got to be a little worried that Elements do have swift ending on arguably his best hero.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good Slark game, and they don't seem to care how the lane is for that hero. If you know, they'll always fourth pick it if it's a good Slark game. They just just no matter what, just Slark. And obviously their two supports as well, not really great at locking the Slark down. They do have very good 5-man though. They have the potential to just sort of walk at you, and you have a really hard time dealing with it. The Bristleback getting the just massive movement speed from the Warpath, or whatever that spell is called, as well as track movement speed. Can
Yeah,
just
a lot of
storm
chase down.
Yeah, can just storm down their heroes. And this top lane will definitely not be easy for this Slark. They picked the Dazzle to sort of complement that a little bit to, one of the stronger laners. There's almost no kill potential up top though, I think. So the Earth Spirit will probably make himself scarce there, head to either mid or bottom, depending what they pick for their offliner. And so I think Slark would sort of be left to the wolves a little bit with just the Dazzle shoving out lane and try and pull as much as they can. I think it's sort of their only real answer they have right now. No kills gonna be happening up there.
They target out the Baby Knight Sniper as that final ban. And Elements still looking for their offlaner.
10 seconds remaining.
It's a pretty good Storm game for Cloud9.
Yeah, kind of what kind of screams out as Baby Knights? Storm, OD still there. Darkseer will be actually grabbed up here by Elements here. That very few times we've seen really being left in the draft until that final pick, giving them a team the opportunity to grab that up.
Yeah, it obviously pairs very well with the Slark, and the Earth Spirit is just heroes that run in, get on top of your heroes, and burn them down. It's also obvious a very, very strong 1v1 hero with the Ion Shells. They could have gone for the Sand King if they wanted another strong 1v1 hero, but it doesn't quite pair as well with the Slark and the Earth Spirit.
I mean, Cloud9.
Coddle PL.
Yeah, the Coddle PL combo. As I said, I'm going to be very interested to see what the lanes are. It could indeed be the Ace PL and the Baby Knight mid Bristle.
Could also be mid PL.
It could also be the mid PL indeed, with the Bristle in the safe lane.
I think that's more like.
Yeah.
I think either the Bristle or the Centaur are in the safe lane.
You'd rather have the PL against the Invoker.
Yeah, I think you want the PL against the Invoker, and I think even more than that, you want one of those tanky heroes against the Darkseer, because we kind of saw earlier whenever MP was dealing with that Darkseer that he kind of just got pounded on. Stuck in the safe lane, it was PL versus the Darkseer. He even got solo killed once, lost his tower very early on, and when that hero runs out of regen, he's kind of hard to kill because he has a doppelganger, so the Earth Spirit rotating in might not be able to get kills there, but if the PL was in the safe lane, but he will have a very difficult time farming if he was in the safe lane, I think. So probably Bristle. Probably.
Let's have a look. See who we've got on who. And it is Baby Knight on the PL. And indeed the safe lane Bristle being played by Ace. Has to Joe on the off lane Centaur. And over on the other side, EPG. Also, of course, no surprises here in who is playing who. And this game, I mean, what are we thinking then? Are we thinking, can Cloud9 do it? Can they make sure that tiebreakers won't occur? Or do Elements have a chance here with this lineup, with that Slark? I mean, Earth Spirit, I'll be honest, I think it's much easier to trust an Elements draft in comparison to what Cloud9 have, because it is different what Cloud9 have. It's very Cloud9. It's not something that anyone else would be drafting in these qualifiers.
Yeah, I think for sure. And it is a very good Slark game.
Yeah.
But Cloud9 have set themselves up to break even in 2 lanes, or win 2 lanes and then break even at bottom. And I think if that happens and they play their cards right in the mid game, I think definitely have the potential to win this game. Whenever you see a Slark, Darks, or Earth Spirit, Invoker, you sort of just see these heroes that they can lose the laning stage. They can make a few mistakes here and there, but they always have that comeback potential just because of the nature of the heroes. Although I think if Cloud9's heroes get off to a really good start, if the Slark is really nerfed, I think, then they'll have a pretty hard time fighting. He's sort of their only mechanism for fighting. So I think either the Earth Spirit getting his 6 at a reasonable timing, or the Slark getting a Shadow Blade at a reasonable timing, or EPG's main fighting mechanisms. If they don't get those online at a reasonable clip, they may just lose like all map control and have a really hard time doing anything. I think if Swift Ending dies in this lane, it's really, really bad. I think he needs to make sure he doesn't die, get to 6 as soon as possible, so that way he can go to the jungle, Gogi can take the lane, and they do their sort of Slark thing.
I don't just see what C9 do decide to do. I wonder if they're wondering about going aggressive with the PL. No, sorry, with the Bristlebat. I mean, Ace and Rise are both up here at the top of the moment. It looks like they want to try and contest this top rune. They're going to head over, Neuer getting the vision, but EPG do have this Observer Ward down, so C9 are going to get a kill, but they will be able to secure the bounty for themselves.
This is so memey. He skilled mana or Chakra Magic level 1. They're doing this the stupid double quill instead of spamming Illuminate.
Okay.
That's really memey.
I mean, stacking up the quills.
Oh, they're switching lanes.
They're putting Ace top, but yeah,
oh,
in return EPG.
Yeah.
Do you think that you need to keep that Slark away from the Keeper of the Light Bristle? That's just a lane.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for disaster.
I don't think the Slark he'd get trashed so hard in this lane. I don't think it's something you can come back from playing a lane that rough.
Okay, well, Ron. You see if you can catch out Neuer there, but Neuer is under the cover of the wall. Will be fine. So these lanes that have ended up, this bottom lane, Swift Ending, I like this as well, just going for the level 1 in the Essence shift. So we can start to get a bit of an extra free bit of damage off Hester Joe, very much this tank that he can smack into and not be too worried about level 1. And this top lane, Rise and Ace staying here at the moment, and Mitch has to be careful. As Quill Spray start to build up, and Mitch does take a fair bit of damage. He's already chomping through the tangos. He's got a couple left.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. I don't know how it seems to be working out pretty well, but that is quite a meme. You skill Chakra Magic 1 and just go pop with the quills, and it'll be very, very strong throughout the game. Just this double quill, it's so much damage. Just right off the bat, and it starts off that snowball of the quills very, very quickly.
And interesting, so C9 obviously isn't really the lane matchup that they wanted, but they're not bother switching. There's just no reason to do so, and bottom lane, Estecho may have just given up first blood here. He's been surrounded, and he has indeed.
Why didn't he stomp?
I'm not sure. Quinn was. I mean, he probably wouldn't have survived, would he? He stomps and walks a little bit. The Slark just chases him down.
I don't know. He didn't have boots on the Slark, and
it's true. They had the poison touch slow, but it's
true.
A lot level
it would have been close.
Yeah.
It was just kind of weird. I thought he had mana. I think whenever he died, he didn't have mana because he was hitting him, stealing the whatever 1 stat apiece. So you lose 13 mana a hit. So I think after he hit him like 3 times, he lost mana. But there was a time frame where he did have mana to stomp. Maybe he could have saved him. Just a little bit off. This mid lane is going, as you'd expect, which is very poorly for the Invoker. The Bounty Hunter sneaking around as well, being a pain. 16-7 to 5-0.
Yeah, quite a dominant lead here for Baby Knight. CS, again, bottom lane. I'll take my eyes away. Hester Joe falling twice in the first 3 minutes. I mean, this is the dream for Swift Ending. Getting 2 early kills with the Slark involved.
Yeah, that's the kind of start they needed on the Slark. You get the Slark up and running, and then suddenly one of your 2 move-making conditions is online. The Earth Spirit not really getting anything done. It's level 2, but sort of sapping off the Invoker right now, hiding in the trees, making sure he doesn't die to the Bounty Hunter. But the Slark is having a great time, has the boots. Quelling Blade and the CS a little bit lower than the PL and the Bristleback, but has a couple of kills to make up for it. And in a game where they pick heroes specifically to dump on his lane, they get the dodge. Hester Joe goes down a couple of times. Now the Slark suddenly, sitting pretty.
Hester Joe has to be so careful when he comes back into his lane. He's still sitting on low level 3.
Yeah, and no boots as well, so it's definitely not easy to stay away from them now.
We'll just have to rely on making these pulls and trying to get that gold for those brown boots. As if he does get caught by the grits of Swift Ending. And Gogi They're in a lot of trouble as well. Gogi able to find the rune level 4 on this Dazzle. Some very, very quick early leveling because of the action that they found in the spawn lane elements.
That is a very level Dazzle.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
Even gets a DD here, so gonna maybe try and wrap on Baby Nat. I don't know how much kill potential they have. You can always just doppelganger to purge up the cold snap, but
They've got the Earth Spirit. If he can get the initial lockdown,
might be dead.
go for it.
He
He's still
what?
holding up the boulder smash. But missed the boulder smash.
They poison touched and cold snapped an illusion.
Oh dear. And Baby Nut's going to survive, I think, off the back of that.
Wow. Man, if they just waited a half a second, they just hit him once and then use their spells afterward. That's pretty costly. I get a Sunstrike? No, he doesn't have enough mana. Man, that is unfortunate.
A bit of a fail. Yeah, quite a bit of a fail game.
That was probably the only opportunity they were going to get as well. That DD gave them the actual opportunity. Without that, I don't think they would have had the damage. In the meantime, Hesta Joe got his boots down bottom as well, so a little bit easier for him to stay alive. They're still going to try and go on him a little bit, it looks like. Swift Ending has the Gloves of Haste. Oh, no.
Neuer, Mackay keeping his eyes on mid. LeBron is there backing up Cole. Delivers in the clarity. Baby Knight CS, 22 for 10, 90 for 6.
Oh, so close. A sentry to getting that ward mid. And they actually saw with that low ground sentry that Cloud9 had placed. It was out of range of the dire sentry, but saw the ward.
Illusion on Neuer, they will kick it back under the tower, but Baby Knight moves in immediately onto the Earth Spirit. Neuer should survive here. Cole has a Sunstrike, gets the chance to use it. Baby Knight just able to move in and take the kill on the Earth Spirit. Cole, is he going to try and catch anyone with the Sunstrike? He's got 3 poisoning sword, but not going to go for it here. Doesn't try and see if he can get himself a pick. I mean, Neuer is very low at the moment. And there the Sunstrike finally comes out, but it's juked out by Neuer. And they don't get the kill in return their elements.
Dire's top tower is
Yeah,
under
it uses quite a bit of mana to get that as well. And the Invoker, despite like the really rough early start, CS isn't actually that bad.
Yeah, they scored up.
Sort of the rough spot though is that PO did get that kill there. Hasn't had to buy a lot of regen. I think Invoker's fared at maybe 2, even 3 salves. So it's reducing the amount of gold he's actually getting despite his last hits looking pretty good. And his top tower going down is pretty...
Try and go on to Hester Joe. He does manage to get the Who Stomp out after the Dark Pack. Jukes out the Sunstrike. Swift Ending usually TP's away. Rolling in there. LeBron will clear out Hester Joe. Comes in under the tower. Takes the kill. Ace will get Gogi in return. C9 getting the 1-for-1. C9 were also, of course, able to take down the tier 1 in the top lane. Get that tower goal for the side. Ace, build-wise, what's he got queued up? He's going to be looking to finish off the Hood first this game. I say that. No, he switches up. Picks up the Vanguard. Vanguard now complete.
Yeah, he is very tanky, basically unkillable at this point. It would take like 5 heroes and a perfect Sunstrike to bring him down on his face. So he's going to abuse that, I think, by pressuring this bottom tower as much as possible. But the Darkseer comes down here with the Ion Shells, going to try and de-push this. I didn't realize how poor Darkseer was. Looks like the Coddle actually skilled Mana Leak as well
top, yeah.
to continue to be a pain. And that's one of the advantages of doing these dual offlines with Coddle is you take the tower very early on, and then your other hero can rotate around while Coddle stays there and pushes up the lane. But it looks like Coddle's actually going to go bot too, and they really want this bot tower.
Going to go in mid, onto Baby Knight. Baby Knight trying to play his way out of this. The silence will connect. He's already heading back down. Neuer actually comes in the back looking for Cole, and in fact, they'll get the Invoker kill. Gogi, where was the shallow grave? I know it's level 1, but it seemed like he was pretty much hugging the Invoker. It didn't come through. And Invoker down, and the tier 1 in severe trouble as well, as C9 may even get that. Gogi's coming back forward, but Baby Knight, no, it turns towards him this time. He will grave himself. TP back to base. Cloud9 getting the kill that mattered there, the Invoker. Bottom lane as well, Ace and Rise putting pressure onto it. One of the other tier 1s. A little rough there for Elements.
And the Darkseer being as poor as he is, despite Darkseer typically being a very, very good hero at defending these towers, by keeping the wave spammed out, they kill the wave so quickly, the Coddle just charging up, even though it's a level 1 blast, just charging that up, and the Bristleback consistently getting mana or whatever chakra magic and double spams the waves. They just die so quickly, and he's not really able to spam them out like you typically want to. Bam, the wave dead. Ion Shell didn't do anything, and the tower's probably going to go down with this wave.
With that, Rise obviously not himself getting too much gold. It's very much Ace that's just sailing away with the net worth. Top of the graph, 4.4k. And Hood in his sights very shortly. He nearly has the money for it in completion. In fact, mid lane, Baby Knight keeping their ass up. Step onto LeBron. Noya wrapping around from behind. Has 2 points in the Shuriken. Got a fair bit of burst. Maybe another lance, and they could try and go in for it. Noya does have to be a little careful. Swift ending in the jungle. Trying to start his climb towards that Shadow Blade. It's a fair way off. Ace has been pinged out. They do have this sentry, so Noya's got to be careful where he goes round. He's going to smartly choose to go to the north, but they do have the dust, and they will certainly be able to pick up this bounty hunter for free. Swift ending, Cole. LeBron surround him. Take down Noya. C9 do get the objective complete though down on the bottom. Ace to take the tower. And also the mid lane as well. So they lose a bounty, but they secure themselves the tower gold for 2.
Yeah, now having all the tier 1s down is exactly what they wanted to do. Now it's taking away considerable farming space from the Slark. And the Centaur actually getting a fair amount of time to catch up as well. So
yeah.
Up to 1400 gold, has the Tranquil Boots. And we'll see if he goes to the Hood or goes to the Blink instead. But keeping these lanes pushed out, and it allows Ace to keep pushing their advantage. The Coddle, oh, actually a smart play there for Mitch. Puts the Ion Shell on the incoming Radiant Wave so they can't just kill it immediately. They're still continuing to just hit this bottom lane.
Top line, the fight's kicking off. Gogi tries to grave himself as they come out into the time. As C9 take one, they'll stampede forward, looking to chase down for more. Get the slow onto LeBron. That'll be a second one. Swift ending. Trying to turn, does have the Shadow Dance at the ready. And will have to use it defensively to get himself out. Baby Knight has a haste rune still and kiting him around. Actually may even get the kill chance. Jukes out the Dark Pact with the Doppelganger. He's going to have another Spirit Lance in a second, but doesn't want to chase up the high ground. He turns back for the potentially easier kills, but Swift and he comes back in. Baby Knight is out, but they lose the Slark for it. Sunstrike coming in. Loki will survive, and they end up killing off
6 off
one.
that.
They should get a Hester as well. He can't TP out in time before the damage is done. And they lose 3 for that Cloud9. They do get the Slark, but it's a painful kill.
Yeah, it was looking pretty good. Baby Knight overextending quite a bit. I think trying to kill that Slark was just more than a wish than a reality. And ends up going down. There was the Centaur as well as the Bounty Hunter. And I think the Earth Spirit getting all those levels is pretty rough for them. I think until that dive, there wasn't really a place where EPG could actually make a move. And they knew they were getting out farmed in all of their lanes. So Cloud9 was content with simply just splitting the map like that, forcing EPG to go on someone, but with no one they could actually really kill. But they feed away some kills there, give the Slark even more time to. You know, he did go down, but allows them to port down to bottom, farm up the Radiant jungle, and then potentially start moving around and cutting waves in the meantime while the Invoker tries to farm up top.
Interesting as well. Queued up for Ace this game. He's looking to finish up a Boots to Travel after the Hood and the Vanguard. So, I mean, why the Boots to Travel so early this game for?
I think just realizing that EPG really want to split the map. They want to play this pick-off style with the Darkseer Ion Shells, find heroes alone, or at least just find these skirmishes. It's not even about killing one hero at a time, but just not running into the full 5 of Cloud9. So the Boots of Travel allow him to, up top, Mitch.
And they find him, Darkseer, hunted down. And yeah, they'll take him out. They wait for the track gold. And
there we go.
Efficiency at its finest there from C9. And that Stampede actually ended up working out in 2 situations. Helped them chase down the Darkseer. And also Hester was using it as it was a little bit of trouble. Swift Ending was eyeing him up. Bottom lane. Rise being caught up by LeBron and Swift Ending. Ace will try and help out. A lot he can do. LeBron immediately TPs away. He's lost his Coddle. And low on the mana as well. So Ace cannot stick around. Mid lane, Noya. Eyes onto Cole. Ace is still hanging around here. I guess he doesn't feel that they're going to turn on him anytime soon because of the fact that he has this Hood and this Vanguard. He has got the money for the Boots to Travel complete as well now at this stage, but they're picking him out. They know that he's still likely in the neighborhood, and they aren't going to get to go on him. Blink Dagger's complete for Hester Joe, so we could start to see Cloud9 once again grouping up and trying to take on EPG head first as a 5-man.
Yep, I think the Bristle getting the oh, he's actually changed it up. He's going for Radiance.
Radiance Bristleback.
This is a game where you definitely need to be farmed on the Bristle. If he's not massively turbo farmed, then I think the Slark will end up just melting him once he gets to that Silver Edge. And I think the bots and the Radiant sort of the same idea. It allows him to farm and be with his team at the same time. Radiant, obviously just lets him get the lanes out a little bit faster and makes them a lot better at team fighting. Should be fine at TP out.
Very interesting to see this Bristol build. Maybe Knight up top. Be a little careful. They'll actually stampede in the mid lane. They find themselves the positioning with the blink reveal on Hester Joe to get that Invoker kill. Bottom lane, they may just get a tier 2 off the back of it as well. Invoker's down. And EPG doesn't look like they want to come and try and defend this.
Yeah, this is the power of the Cuddle Centaur. They're just able to sit in all the lanes at once, just constantly push them in. And EPG, they have a Slark, they have an Earth Spirit, but until they get online, they can't really punish this all that well. Now they finally have the Shadow Blade under the Slark, so they can go around and maybe look for something.
Oh. Mitch trying to TP out broad daylight. Hester Joe has something to say about it.
How did they know the Slark was coming here? They just immediately start backing up. I wonder if he'll be able to get this Bristleback kill.
They did have this ward here. Did he Shadow Blade under this ward maybe?
No, he Shadow Bladed and then TP'd to the shrine.
But you're right, yeah, they're very aware that something's going on.
Yeah, I guess seeing the Slark backing out of top is a little conspicuous.
Oh, okay, aces. They're still going to get caught though.
A nice Sunstrike. They really needed that. And
big kill as well for Swift.
Yeah,
600 gold.
That's a lot of gold.
Yep.
Already gets in the recipe and up to 500 gold. So gotta get close to that Silver Edge pretty quickly. And Cloud9, they need to stay ahead. Whenever you've got a Bristleback, you've got a PL as your cores. They are not heroes that are known for doing very much whenever you're behind. Especially, they have so much magic damage on EPG as well.
It's a PL. I mean, it looks like he's going for that early Ags.
He has it.
Oh shoot, he does. 15 minutes Ags.
He's farmed.
That, I mean, it is farmed, but Ags P, is it good?
It's definitely a very nice farming mechanism because you can do that. And you can also throw all the illusions onto the other heroes. That's like that's the big thing that it does. You nuke a wave and you throw all the illusions on some random hero. And for what Cloud9 wants to do right now, I think it suits it pretty well. They're all just sitting in random lanes, pushing them in constantly, and that actually allows the PL to do it at a much faster rate than it normally would. Not typically known for a very fast farming hero, a very good at split pushing hero, more of a fighting skirmisher. But the Ag sort of makes it a little bit of a hybrid. Tanky, has more mana, so can get out more lances while still able to push out lanes at a decent rate. We'll see. I think if any team's going to make some clowny build like the Ags PL first work, I think it's going to be Cloud9.
Absolutely. Ags PL, Radiance Bristle in the same game. I mean, if it wasn't Cloud9, you'd think they're being silly, but this is something that, as you mentioned, Cloud9 win games with stuff like this.
Yeah, this is sort of their style. They don't like pertain to like traditional meta stuff. They will they'll pick like good heroes, but every once in a while they have some weird thing they think is strong and they will definitely pick it.
Mr. Joe. Keeping himself hidden, has this Invis rune. So if he can set up anything, I mean, not yet. And he's not really at the moment close enough to help set out. There's a lot of pings. Hester Joe really wants to make a go, but he needs backup. And it is slowly but surely heading his way over. There's the jump. It is the two-man who stopped. Baby now jumping across. Oh, there's the Ag Spirit Lance, but the pauses come in. Noya DC'd. And very crucial as well that they have him at this stage, as he is right there with track, shuriken, mechanism, dust, all the tools that they need for this fight.
Yeah, he stunned him so fast on Earth Spirit. That was crazy.
A quick reaction, wasn't it? Yeah.
He didn't have time to get double edge off. He was turning to double edge both of the heroes because he was only going to get one from the angle he was at, and just get stunned before he can even double edge. That was insane. I
mean, what's the outcome of this going to be? I mean, after the silence is one off, they do still have the Stampede. Magnetize is on them, but as long as Noya comes in with the mech, I think C9 should.
Yeah, there's no Darkseer here. I don't think they can really kill that many heroes into the mech.
Swift ending's a little low on the mana as well. He's
Cole is a tornado. They can maybe I think if he waits a second till the silence wears off and then tornadoes them right whenever they start stampeding, they can potentially live here.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Cole.
I think he needs to time it though. I think this pause is actually favored for EPG because he can look at how long the Centaur is silenced for.
Let's see what Cole does. As you mentioned, the tornado could be exactly what's needed to hold them back.
Oh,
And
did it
then
immediately.
He catches one. Very hasty with it. The move forward is going to be there, but in fact, it's going to be the Centaur going down first. Stun again onto Baby Knight, holding him back, but they get the dazzle. They do pick up the Earth Spirit, so a couple of track kills in return for losing a core. You just get the two supports, but I guess you always got to favour the track gold trade. As Ace halfway through the recipe, on top of that relic towards Radiance. Baby Knight, that's giving him the goal for the boosted travel completion as well. So with boosted travel and Axe, as you said, he's certainly got a lot of tools to keep that farm going and maintain his top spot in the network. He's about to hit 10k.
Yeah, I think doing that the thing where they just sort of all sat in the lanes, they pushed these towers, was really, really good for the state that EPG was in.
Yeah.
They didn't have the Shadow Blade yet. The Earth Spirit had just gotten his 6 and killed the Coddle one time bottom, and that's not really a significant kill. So it forces EPG to split around the map, allows the Bounty Hunter to potentially find pickoffs. And then now they have the Boots of Travel and the PL, they have this AG. They can start to group up more, look for more skirmishes, because they can actually get the lanes out in a reasonable amount of time and aren't going to get picked off so easily by the Slark, with the Ion Shells, same with the Earth Spirit. Now they can get the lanes out so fast, and they're just very, very farmed on the cores.
Radiant's bottom tower has been denied.
He's coming out Swift. Swift just saying that they have the vision there.
Whoa.
They do just, C9 seeing if they could catch him out as he came back away from their warding. But they couldn't quite clip him. Good. As well as that blink now completed for Hester Joe. So he's going to beef up that a little bit more. EPG grouping up as a 4-man. Cole is tracked up. Very close to having the Aghanims complete. A few hundred gold in that Blade of Alacrity will be on its way as well. Guardian Greaves for Neuer, also very much becoming a reality very shortly, as he's a couple of hundred away. And Radiance is now complete on Ace, so we'll start to see his farm as well maintain this very steady pace and should keep him ahead of the Swift Ending Slark, unless Swift Ending can start to make the action happen with the Silver Edge he's now got.
Yeah, ships out of Clarity, mana up to full, and he's going to try and kill Ace. I think it's unlikely, but at the very least can steal some stats. Has Essence Shift level 3, so the last one. Whoa.
Whoa. That was
A little off the mark.
what? Yeah, he's got to get himself the hell out of there. I don't know how he missed that.
Yeah, he will live, and he forces all of
Yeah.
Cloud9 there, so I guess it was intentional, debated.
I guess so. It was like, oh, look at me, I'm going to miss the pounce, and
Uh-huh.
you're going to TP and try and kill me, and you won't kill me. I'm just going to waste your time.
Yeah, and now Invoker gets the farm top. It was calculated. Swift Ending is
It's
just the
all
best
part
player
of
in
the
this game.
plans. It's the next level Slark plays. You don't hit the pounce for yourself, but you miss it for the team. Ace, Blade Mail, next on the oh no, I say that, he's switching it around. Back for the boost to travel.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can never tell with this guy. He changes his item build up all the time.
And he's going to be changing up his health status here. So he's going to be dead. G will get him this time.
Yeah, I think they would need to start grouping up more on Cloud9 as this is going to start. Ooh.
Can actually finish off goal though. They don't have Stampede.
Oh no, he's
And,
dead.
this is bad. The Spirit Lance will get the kill on the Evoker.
Oh,
They do
not
end up
bad.
getting that. Swift Ending has to put the Shadow Dart, but actually he might not even get his Dart packed off. The Stampy's back off cooldown, but the pounce hit. And get himself the Centaur. Is out of mana. They do have Baby Knight still in the neighborhood, but he's going to look for the easier kill. They'll turn towards LeBron. They've got the track out. They want to get that guaranteed track gold, and they will do so as LeBron falls. So Kogi couldn't quite get in there. The Shallow Grave still on cooldown. Swift Ending, see if he can find any stragglers, and he is going to rise caught out. 18 stacks of Essence Shift on Swift. And he is getting those kills. This Slark is certainly becoming an issue for Cloud9 as he starts to rack up these kills.
Yeah, and they have, the two top farmed cores, but it is a Bristleback and a PL, so
Yeah.
they may be very, very farmed, but the PL doesn't really match up core to core that well against the Slark, because whenever you pounce into the illusions, you're always going to hit the real illusion and latch onto them, and then you'll immediately start attacking. So there's not this risk of you misclicking, so you'll start immediately attacking the real illusion. So we'll force the PL to doppelganger potentially. You start to build up those stacks, and once you've latched him, if his doppelganger is on cooldown, there's not really much the PL can do. Is you can always just shadow dance and man fight him.
Yeah, it's got the diffusal now as well, though, baby. So damage is going to be pretty nice for him, as long as he can kind of hit these multi-man Spirit Lancers. It's going to be annoying to deal with, but they're setting up for him. Baby Knight has to be very careful. He's already doppelganged the Baby Knight. He's going to be dead. I think he can't play his way out of that one with the Sunstrike coming down onto him. Does have the illusions trying to work down onto Gogi, but Gogi teams out. The 3-man vacuum wall comes in from EPG. C9 have got to be so careful about how they take this engagement. They're without a PL. They do hit the stop onto Swift Ending, but he gets the Dark Pact and the Pounce off in time. He's back to safety. And Swift Ending, maybe seeing if he can get himself back in. He's got the ward area around this part of the map. Moves forward. He's looking for Ace. That is certainly a kill he can achieve with the Silver Edge Heat. He will fire.
He missed like 3 times.
Oh my goodness. Can't believe he did. The Radiance doing work there. Swift doesn't get
That was insane.
the Bristol. I mean, that looked like a guaranteed kill.
He missed like 3 hits in a row.
Oh, as to Joe. With the control. They'll take down LeBron. Track gold. Yes, please, says Cloud9. Rest of EPG now backing up. Baby Knight's back in the game on the PL. EPG don't want to mess. Swift Ending very close to the Echo Saber as he closes in on that Ogre Club. And C9, they go for the smoke, but it was under this ward, so EPG unlikely to be caught out by it and may even get themselves ready in a position to fight back. But yeah, this could be smart from Cloud9.
Yeah, I think after these recent engagements, they feel kind of worried about how strong their team fight is and looking for something to beef it up a little bit. EPG having none of that. Third on the weave and start to scout them out, and they're getting pretty low. This is kind of risky for Cloud9.
Yeah, they've got to wait. They've got to wait till this weave comes off.
Echo Saber already up on the Slark, so Echo Saber and Silver Edge.
That's big.
8 and 1 and 5.
And he's still got a few stacks to play. He's got 15 Essence Shift stacks if he gets himself tucked in again. Nice.
Eating the sentry there is actually pretty big.
Yeah, go for the Brave D ward.
They don't have any more sentries, so the Slark can't actually really play around that area that well. Waiting for a Shadow Blade to come up. Yeah, there he goes. They have sentries everywhere.
EPG very much sticking around this Roshan area. They don't want to let C9 have an easy go at it.
Yeah, the Evoker's going to head down to bottom, realizing there's sort of a standoff going on right now.
Yeah.
And he doesn't really need to be there. He's not super essential to these pickoffs besides the Sunstrike, which you can do obviously from all the way across the map.
Well, C9 trying to go for the J-Town. Nice blink who stop from Hester Joe, immediately removing the dazzle. LeBron to fall as well. C9 jumping and hitting hard, and again that track gold, it all adds up. Every kill's a win for C9 as they're now onto the high ground push. EG 2-man down. What they can do, Ace. Focused there by the jumper from Swift Ending. They've got the Tornado EMP coming through as well. Hester Joe tries to come over the Who Stop, but the EMP burns his mana, so he doesn't get the chance for the Who Stop. There'll be a buyback from the Earth Spirit. The lag comes through. Baby Knight in onto Mitch. Mitch out of mana. Baby Knight will get the Darkseer. Some backup from his team as LeBron comes in. The Doppelganger's there in time. Baby Knight turns attention towards Swift Ending, but Swift Ending has the Shadow Dance. Survives the onslaught of the PL. Tries to move across for more. Ace has to back up. They've lost that PL.
They're hunting
C9 feels scared. Swift Ending. He very much wants to get more out of this opportunity, and he certainly will as he jumps in onto Rise. There'll be one more down. Ace jukes out the Tornado. He'll get himself back to safety. But EPG hitting back hard there. It did obviously cost them the buyback of the Earth Spirit, but they'll certainly take that. They keep their axe intact. Tier 3 still standing as well, and they get a fair few kills from C9, and the big one as well, getting Baby Knight out and down.
Yeah, this Bristleback, you could see in the last fight, he walked up to the high ground, got Tornado EMP, and just becomes completely useless.
Yeah. Ace still looking for that Blade Mail next after the bots, but we're certainly seeing how he can be kited up by EPG.
Yeah, I think Cloud9 still really wants to play around this Roshan.
Yeah.
It makes it's so hard for them to actually take these fights just 5v5, where the Slark starts it off and they roll in. They absolutely need to start the fight on their terms, or they will get completely crushed. And I think the Aegis helps them do that as well. It allows the Bristleback to maybe play that more of a frontline sieger, because I think they kind of want to end the game with, you know, potentially a pick-off and this Aegis. If the game goes a little bit longer than that, I think EPG starts to become heavily favored as the Bristleback and PL do not match up well at all versus the Invokers. The game goes later. Just absolutely just crushes those cores with farm.
What do you think Swift Ending's next time is going to be? He's not queued up on anything yet. And now
I think
he is.
it'll be a
It's
BKB.
Yeah, bang on CC&C.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really too much. I guess with the diffusal in the fights, it's a little annoying.
Hoof Stomp,
Yeah.
magic damage. Yeah, he can purge a lot of the stuff off, but it's not so much like the threat of killing him, I think. It's just
Okay.
like when he gets the BKB, it allows him to YOLO in. He can save his ult for a little bit longer. And he doesn't have to back up and play in and out in these fights. He can just full commit because they have like no physical damage at all. This Bristleback's not doing any damage physically. He's just walking around like maybe chipping down some supports potentially. But the Slark has so much armor from stealing all that from stealing all that agi that, you know, in the middle of these fights that he's not really going to care too much about the Quill stacking up a little bit.
I think the Greaves now as well on Mitch. So something else that's really, it's going to make it hard for Ace to get the damage done in these fights. They've got the self-sustain. Let's see if, I mean, it just feels like a lot of weight on Baby Knight's shoulders really to pack the punch for the side. He's nearly got the man to complete. So we'll feel a little safer going into fight against the silence and control of the Earth Spirit. Let's see how's that done. Ags, of course, on Hester Joe is going to be another massive pickup for Cloud9. And he's about 1,500 away from that completion. But as time goes on, Swift Ending continues to climb up. They're still behind Ace and Baby Knight, but very much nipping at the heels. And as we've seen, has a lot of kill potential in these team fights, as it's very hard for Cloud9 to deal with the slot.
Yep. And this is why we see why they always pick Swift Ending Slark. He understands the hero's limits very, very well. I think they're especially in the fight next to the tier 3. He jumped in, was playing like super aggressively, and then just like immediately knew the Centaur had used his stoppage, just like pops the Dark Pact and turns around immediately. Doesn't to even take one more extra hit. Knows his hero's limits super well, and if you're playing against a Slark that uses Dark Pact well, it doesn't overextend. It's just really hard to bring this hero down with these kind of heroes. They aren't necessarily amazing at this, jumping and blowing a hero up, which is really what you kind of need versus Slark once he has farm.
Yeah, we saw them try and go for that smoke play there as well onto Mitch, but Mitch, quick with the fingers, instantly blinks out. C9 is hard, very, very hard with the heroes that they have.
PL's actually going to be going for BKB next. I think that's pretty huge. It's probably necessary. The Slark, the Earth Spirit, the Dark Side, the Iron Shells, like all of this, it's too much control. The PL isn't actually really able to hit that many people during the fights. He locked on to Mitch for a little bit in the last fight. It was able to bring him down, but after that, just got completely kited by the Invoker spells, by the Slark going around and doing his thing. And I think when he has the BKB, he may actually be able to put in a little bit of work in these fights. Sort of the only problem is that's a long time from now, and EPG is only getting stronger.
EPG jumping in onto the bounty. They have the sentry down. Stampede's pop. They'll try and get the bounty out of there. They will do. Nice. Towards Swift. Get in with the hook stop. And in fact, with the chain stuns, can they have the damage to bring him down? He gets the Shadow Dance off in time, though. The BKB. Swift Ending will survive and get his way out of there. Turns now towards Ace. Ace with the Blade Mail and the Radiance chasing them down. The BKB has now come off. Hester Joe back on the grave from Gogi there just in time. Hester Joe continuing to chase. Baby Knight will get one. Looks for Mitch, but Mitch is back out to the high ground.
I cannot believe he didn't die there.
That was insane. I mean, in that initial play around there, it looked like he was going to go out, but the Shadow Dance regen just enough to save him from the AoE damage that Cloud9 were doing. And yeah, that save from Gogi there, absolutely beautiful. Keeps Swift Ending alive, and he manages to get himself out safely. But obviously overall, PL, Baby Knight did get those 2 kills and came out on top in terms of the trade.
Yeah, for sure. And I think one thing that is worrying for EPG is the fact that they are very, very limited on towers, and they're getting these pickoffs, they're finding these kills, but it's always on their side of the map. They're not really able to get objectives off of it.
No.
And so I think they want to start getting these lanes in and smoke to potentially to a tower. And I think that's what they were going for with the smoke whenever they ran through their jungle, is trying to find some heroes that are able to take this top tower or the mid tower potentially, because just constantly killing heroes on your side of the map, it's nice for gold and all, but without taking buildings, without starting to push them back to their side of the map, which allows you to get more objectives potentially off of these pickoffs, it ends up being, you know, empty kills that they give you gold, but eventually Cloud9 will find a pick off near your base and they'll just take it.
And there's the big purchase done as well for Hester J. Ag's now complete. So next time around in that team fight, if he can hit that, what's kind of the magnetized vacuum combo comes in, that's going to make it very hard for EPG to finish off some of these heroes. As Baby Knight, BKB still short on about 1,400 or so of the gold for it. The next item on Ace's shopping list will be the Shiva's Guard. Picks up the recipe. Out it goes to get that Mystic Staff done. And it's still about 700 away from having the completed item.
Yeah, he is definitely very farmed on this bristleback.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't typically see a bristleback with this kind of item progression. The Radiant's obviously the biggest proponent of that. Swifting actually went for a Maelstrom on the Slark, so it gives a little bit of an answer against the PL, and you kind of want an attack speed item around this time on Slark. Sometimes you'll see the Basher, and then after that a lot of times you'll see the Butterfly or the Moon Shard, or even sometimes the AC, but this game, the PL, obviously, the Maelstrom, very good versus him. He kind of, the Mjolnir is also quite good against the Radiance, the PL illusions. It's just so much AoE damage. It can just mop them up.
Top lane, straight in. Hester Joe up to the high ground, look for the kill onto LeBron, and well, with the Spirit Lines coming through, they'll get it. C9. Take down the Earth Spirit. Move will be laid down, only gets onto Hester Joe. C9, do they want to stick around for more? No. They want to go for Roche. Straight away, they get one kill. They'll ping towards the Roshan pit. And with one man down, EPG potentially unlikely that they will go and try and contest that, and C9 could get this one for free.
Yeah, I think if they know they're in the Roshan, then they should try and move down, potentially hit the tier 2 bottom, or get this tier 1 mid, the tier 1, like they need these towers, because this is going to keep happening, where they may be getting kills, they may be farming across the map, but they're going to get picked off, and it's going to be right next to EPG's base because they have no map control, and they're just going to lose Roshan, or they're going to lose the tier 3, shrines are going to go down, and then the game, while I think EPG's late game is quite good, it's not going to ever reach the stage where they can really get objectives off of those kills, off of taking good fights, if they don't start to get these towers. It's like really important.
Lane. Nice straight in position with the A just to keep the pressure on. LeBron just clearing out these illusions.
Just a million more made with one lance.
I mean, yeah, this Axe Spirit Lance is certainly great for putting the pressure on. Clearing wave after wave. Nice. Trying to chase down Swift. Do have the gem on Hester Joe. And they will move towards him, but Tornado for Cole, holding back the Centaur. They do have Stampede. They want to commit for this one. Swift ending, he's forced to BKB. Look at the damage here from these quills, bringing him down low. The Shadow Dance try and jump away. The Stampede's there, looking for the slow. He'll try and go for the TP out, but the damage is too much. The Shadow Dance wears off. And that's a Slark out. He's down for 80 seconds. And may I just say it, he does not have buyback available, CC&C.
Yeah, and even if he did, he has BKB and a Shadow Dancer on cooldown. I think forgetting that he could have just BKB'd and TP'd out.
Yeah.
Remembers at the last second and goes down a little bit too late. With the Aegis on Baby Knights, taking a little bit of damage from the Weave armor, without that Slark, it's a lot of filler heroes and not really the meat of the lineup.
Mitch, the combo, follow through Earthspin, they're out of mana, the creeps will be popped. They're trying to push on here without any creeps. Baby Knight, present the Spirit Lance, the Brom falling low, the Shrine heal, keeping him alive. Now the creeps finally turn up. So C9 can look to try and get some serious damage done to this tier 3, but they're relatively low. And in fact, that attempt to fight and the attempt to push without the creeps and into backdoor protection.
Oh, it was backdoor protection. Wait, was there?
Yeah, they were pushing and the creeps hadn't turned up yet.
Oh, okay.
When they went for that initial push. They were fighting against the regen.
Oh, they're going to go mid instead, okay.
Off with that combo there, Baby Knight. Forward again, the Spirit Lances. I mean, look, just look at the mana disappear. The Spirit Lance refusal. Illusions done. On to the Dazzle. Not going to have a chance for any sort of self-sustain, keeping himself alive as he's out. Baby Knight will be taken out by Deafening Blast. Swift Ending is now back. Dazzle's still down for 40 seconds. Again, the creeps are gone. I'll tell you what, these creeps being cut. I don't know how.
Iron shells?
I guess it must be something is just clearing these waves out and making sure that C9, they can't get away with a tier 3.
That's so
even
weird.
with the Slark down for 80 seconds.
They just had a wave there. That's so weird. I don't know. I guess the Darkster cut it with, or pushed it out with Ion Shells. I just didn't see. Well, yeah, they don't lose anything off of that, but they're still in the same predicament they were a little bit ago. Uh oh, Ace is in a rough spot.
Yeah, Swift Ending coming in with the Silver Edge touch. But we have the Blade Mail, Stampede as well to reduce the damage he's taking. And Ace actually may survive. He's got Rise of Baby Knight here. The vacuum won't be followed up by anything significant straight away. The jump, the hoof stump onto the slug for the Swift Ending does get the chance to Shadow Dance out.
Oh, is that a
Heads
mana?
north, but indeed, if they can find another follow-up jump, they could get him. Mitch surges him up. Swift Ending will be allowed to escape. Shrines up as well, so he'll be fine for the time being. But again, Shadow Dance and BKB unavailable for 40 seconds.
Yeah, the Cloud9 still kind of has troubles pushing high ground into them. They have the Earth Spirit kick. This Invoke constantly spamming out spells, and their heroes aren't innately very good at breaking high ground. Bristleback is good at these random skirmishy fights, and he's pretty good at taking the outer towers. When it comes to hitting the high ground, just not really the greatest, especially whenever these deafening blasts are getting thrown out. It's very difficult for him to dodge those and really have a mobility tool. Kind of just waddles around.
As they move forward, as C9 will manage to finish off this tier 3 in the middle lane. The objective. And they may be prepared to try and stick around to finish off these racks. They're being very careful about it. Swift Ending is top. And yeah, I think as soon as he reveals himself on the lane, C9 know that they can try and go back in. Tornado to hit the PR. Now he starts to TP back. So now is when C9 have to be careful as Swift Ending gets a jump on them and kicks something off, and already C9 just back away. Look at the melee racks to just the range. They can look towards the shrines, other objectives on the map. Ace will be going for the Octarine next as of his build. Rise, 500 away from having the Academic Stern on the Keeper of the Light. A lot of money on Hester Joe, 3.5k. And also the same to be said for Baby Knight, who has Satanic booted up as his next item that he wishes to buy.
Isn't that a heart?
It's a heart. Oh my, it's late. Yeah, but of course, heart making much more sense. Yeah, heart for Baby Knight this game.
Yeah, I think this Ags in the center, like right when they got it, the tide of the fight is just instantly turned. This Lark, he uses the pounce, commits onto this Bristleback we saw him continually doing, trying to get a bunch of stats from this really immobile hero that he can, you know, really the only one on the team that can actually do much damage versus him. But whenever that center Ags comes out, he pops it during the pounce duration, and then he just walks away. The Blade Mail as well, paying serious dividends. This Lark actually can't deal with his own DPS.
Yeah, and it's quite nice, of course, isn't it? Because of that stat ball, because it returns it before reductions. You're taking literally no damage because of the Stampede. Well, not literally, but close to no damage. But the Slark, of course, is returning the full amount to his own little fishy face. Axe done on Cottle. C9 have the vision game going.
Yeah, it is daytime. This is a really good opportunity for Cloud9.
Arcane Ring as well on Baby Knight. Great time for him to start spamming out the Spirit Lances, and immediately in with the Who Stop the lockdown. Mitch falling low, turns around with the vacuum. The Grave's going to keep him alive. They'll save Mitch. Can they save the rest though? As Baby Knight pops the BKB, moves in onto LeBron. LeBron rolls away. Mitch will be taken down. LeBron does survive. Baby Knight's still sticking around, but again, where's the creeps? Finally coming across, and they do need them. Ace goes towards Swift. BKB Shadow Dance. Swift turning towards Ace, trying to finish him off, but again, heads to Joe. In with the Blink Stomp. They've controlled the Dazzle, taking him down. They'll move across towards LeBron as well. As C9 coming in thick and fast here, forcing Cole back to the fountain. As Baby Knight chases them all the way over. They have to be a little careful. They want to stick to the objectives here, Cloud9, and they will do so as they back off to mid. Clean out the melee racks there, and immediately head towards bottom. There's 3 members of EPG down. None with buyback. So EPG have to almost certainly wait to have their full roster back up to really have a chance of taking down C9. And of course this game, a very painful loss if for EPG if they do so lose this. They need this game to have a chance of playing in the tiebreakers. Otherwise they are out and down at the qualifiers alongside C9. Cloud9 effectively doing their best to bring elements out of the tournament. Chance and hopes of moving forward to Kiev with them here, with this victory that Cloud9 look to be set on receiving, unless a big turnaround can come through. But Baby Knight once again BKBs heads forwards. The Stampede, Hester Joe allows them to get close and personal with the Dazzle. EPG being forced back to the base. Hester Joe just jumps into the fountain with the Who Stomp. The wall's being dropped down, magnetized as well, but they're so tanky. Baby Nut with that completed heart, just ducking and diving out of the fight. EPG being kept in their fountain. And now C9 turn towards the top lane. The tier 3 to go down. Mitch comes in with the vacuum, but there's no follow through for the combo. Swift Ending tries to come in, but immediately gets Hoof Stomped. He can't do anything to stop this by the looks of it. Ace moves forward with the Shiva's Guard. Swift has to jump away, but the mana leaks on him. He's out of mana. Double edge to the face from Hester Joe. As EPG, they call GG. They tap out. Cloud9 defeat them, and that effectively means that Cloud9, of course, we already knew they weren't making it, but neither's EPG. You have your top 4 teams moving forward to the playoffs. It is indeed Secret, Bears, Alliance, and NIP. They'll be going forward, and Cloud9, they had a good show. They could have been there as well, but they had a few too many losses today. And I think overall in the EU qualifiers, the top 4 that we've ended up with, I think that's the top 4 that you would have expected, isn't it?
Yeah, I think NIP and C9 were kind of interchangeable for
Yeah,
that 4th slot.
for sure.
But NIP, you know, turn up several games in a row and end up taking the slot. So unfortunate for Cloud9, but I'm sure those top 4 are very, very happy to be moving into the playoffs. And it's just for 1 slot, and it is very tough competition. Secret, Bears, Alliance, not easy teams for NIP to play up against in the least.
No. And also, I feel like Alliance as well, they'll kind of be breathing a sigh of relief after today, because they had a couple of losses that they really shouldn't have had, especially after what they showed us after day 1. So they won't have to worry about tiebreakers. Alliance are secured in that playoff position, but they'll certainly have to try and regather that magic from day 1 if they wish to hold a chance in the playoffs. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it for European coverage today. That your group stages come to an end. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for the very exciting action of the playoffs. The games are going to be insane. We've had a few games in the groups that people may not have enjoyed. You know, it's not necessarily been the most exciting Dota in some of the games. There have been one-sided affairs. That's gone now, isn't it? I think, you know, the final top 4, we're going to have some good series tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so for sure.
Yeah.
Especially looking at the South America playoffs, I think those will be...
Well, are they not? I've not been following this out. Is it not?
I mean, it's I'm just clowning.
It's clown.
I'm sure they own.
I'll be tuning into the South American playoffs. We'll see what kind of action we have. I want to see some BM. I want to see some all chat. That's what I want. We haven't really had
unfortunately, that's against the rules. Apparently,
it is.
you def lose if you flame the other team or the admin.
But if you're losing the game, what's stopping you?
What do you have to lose?
You're gonna lose the game anyway. So get yourself in all chat and start, you know, talking about each other's mothers. That's what I want to see here. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for watching. That's it from myself and CC&C. Have a very good night. And enjoy the rest of the coverage from all around the world over on the main Beyond the Summit channel. You'll see the rest of the regions. We'll see you with more EU action, though, tomorrow. Good night.